Well, on Wednesday, I was reporting that Keir Starmer had visited Brussels in his efforts to bring the UK back into the EU to reset that relationship. As he describes it, later in the day, he met with Mark Rutte, Secretary General of NATO, and this is what they had, or what he had to say about that meeting.
The UK's commitment to NATO is stronger than ever because the need for NATO is stronger than ever. And we've had a very good and productive discussion today on how we can meet the rising threats that Russia poses across our continent. And we must do all that we can to support Ukraine's defence. And that means stabilising the front line, providing the kit and training that they need. And that's why this year the UK will give more military support to Ukraine than ever before. We need to see all allies stepping up, particularly in Europe. And we must keep working together to bolster NATO.
You gotta love the music. So aside from aside from EU defence, Starmer continues to double down on support for Ukraine. Now, following on from Wednesday's events, the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, is travelling to Kiev today to, quote, see firsthand how UK support is putting Ukraine in the strongest possible position to continue the war. So that's good news, isn't it? One of the things he will do while he's there is to deliver on commitments. These are their words, to deliver on commitments made to Zelensky by Starmer 2 weeks ago. So they're going to provide £3 million for deliveries of Ukrainian grain and other food products to Syria. So one terrorist government is paying another terrorist government to support another terrorist government. So that works well, doesn't it? This is going to be done through the World Food Programme. Lammy's also going to announce £70 million for innovative energy projects to support the recovery and sustainability of Ukraine's energy system. It's not clear what that actually means because they don't go into specifics. But I presume that when they use the word clean, which they do use in the press release, that means windmills. A further £25 million of UK funding is going to support Ukraine to strengthen what they describe as more inclusive, effective and efficient social systems and services. And again, there are no specifics about what that means, but the language does suggest that includes, for example, promoting LGBT rights and so on, and bringing Western woke narratives into Ukraine. They also mention the SPIRIT program, SPIRIT in capitals. So that's an acronym of some kind. Don't know what it means. They claim that's going to help Ukraine build a more resilient, prosperous and barrier-free future for all. Again, no details on what that is. So we'll do our best to find out and keep you posted. But to put this in perspective, this is all part of £282 million in support for 2024 and 2025, in addition to the commitment already made to provide £3 billion of military support per year for as long as it takes. So Starmer doubling down, tripling down, getting down as often as he can, I suspect, and Ukraine receiving all the money while people suffering more problems in this country and infrastructure collapsing in this country. But anyway, we'll, I'm sure, talk more about this in the coming days and weeks.
We will. One wonders when reading or hearing that how many people in Ukraine are looking this way and thinking, well, why would such a person come to speak to us about how to do it if he can't work out how to get it right on his own doorstep? And just a passing thought, I wonder who's going to be quite the right shape to lend his combat to David Lammy. But
indeed,
we shall see.
Okay, let's leave it there for today. Thank you very much to Charles and Vanessa for joining us. Stay on the stream if you are a UK Column member for some UK Column News Extra in a few minutes. Otherwise, the interview with Julian Rose tomorrow and Charles, and news again 1 p.m. as usual on Friday. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.